So it's Tuesday, which means, whoa, it's time for a haul video. Well, today we're going to be doing a biz haul. I don't do biz hauls too often. Usually, most of the time, the stuff I'm getting is very specific to art or my intuitive practice or magic. But every now and then I will get something that applies to cancel. Let's see. I just thought of like a really cute name for this. Anyway, yeah, I hadn't titled it. I like to title my videos after I've gone and did stuff. So here's the do. The whole purpose of a haul is to just share something that I've gotten from my business. It is, like I said, usually art, intuitive, or magic related. And that gives you an opportunity to, one, see what I'm getting and see a peek on the other side of the curtain, as well as letting you know, hey, I have this thing. If you have questions about it, you can ask me. So there's that. And I did not look at this. Did not look at this thing very well. I thought I thought I'd updated this thing, and apparently I'm lying, and I didn't. Anyway, so yeah, and every now and then I get a happy mail, which just means somebody sent me something, and those happen less frequently. So without further ado, what I got was a set of 3 hexagon bulletin boards. They have a cork and a foam side, and then I got a set of push pins that was a tricolor set, so it's black, gold, and white. And the whole purpose of these was to do the Kanban system, which is a Japanese system of productivity. And I'll talk like really briefly about it, but what I will do is I will do a larger, longer video. Let's see. Oops. Put my notes in the wrong place. Make notes. Okay, there we go. Yay! Because what happens is I will think of stuff and then I will forget. And so it's just best that I do it when I remember. Right at the time. Because that's how my brain works. So, anyway, yeah. Really briefly, Kanban is a system of productivity. It is sourced out of Japan. And you divide your to-do list into 3 sections. And you have the options, which I'll show you. So I went with white, the options. And this just shows you, like, these are all the things that I have to do. Okay. And I ran out, so I have these. But these are the ones in question. They're so cute. I love them. And that is what you pull from. So that would be basically what you would consider your huge to-do list. Then you have your doing. Usually they suggest that you have like 3 things. Ideally you should have 1 thing that you're working on, because you can only actively work on 1 thing at a time, right? But what was found is that when you try to restrict it to 1 thing, it somehow is counterproductive and it doesn't really work. So they give you the option of doing 3. I, for example, only have 1 thing here, and this is in gold. So that's like the active, right? So it's going on. And then finally, you have the done. And the reason that done is included is really because we get a rush of dopamine every time we check something off, every time we mark something as done, which is done, which is why people like checklists. And when you mark something off a list, right, you feel like you've done something. And so that, for a lot of people, can help them stay motivated and keep doing things. So this, I used black for that. Basically, it's kind of like the white is not a colored in bubble, and then the black is. And yeah, so there you go. And as you can see, I got a couple things done. So I need to update that because I've already done like the thing on the first one. So, and that was my general business stuff. So it's not art or my magic biz, it's both. So yeah, but I went to Target and got that stuff. I deliberately did get the 3 color push pins because I thought about this and thought it out like long and hard before I started doing it. I'm like, okay, how do I want to set this up? Because I want to be sure. You do not have to use any of that to do this. You can absolutely just use 3 columns on paper. You can use a whiteboard. You can use just a giant corkboard, whatever you want. But essentially it is 3 lists: to do, doing, done. And then you try to keep the to do to only 3. Because I have 3 different businesses. I have 1 for each business. And then 1 for the 2 of them. So that's my 3. I don't count personal stuff in this because that would be another set of boards and I didn't want to buy another set. And also I don't personally just have like a lot that I'm trying to do. So there's that. But, yeah, so the why is I've been wanting to try that productivity thing for a while. I love productivity things. I love the ideas. I love getting stuff done. But a lot of them are kind of lackluster. And they don't seem to, they kind of fall flat, or they're hard to maintain, or maybe they don't quite work in the way that's best for you based on how you work. And so a lot of people just think things don't work for them. And it's like, no, you just probably need to do something else. And then, of course, there's also tweaking it. So, right, this one says only 3 on the doing. On my art one, there's absolutely more than 3 on there. I'm still got 1 main focus, but all of my active projects are on, like, so all of my, active fiber projects are on there. And then I have a big thing that I was doing at the end of last year where I was repricing things. So when I went to a section, I was working on that section, all of those little tiles were on there. And so there was that. And that means that when I finish them all, like I would move them all over. And so like, ooh, you got a lot done. I also have a digital version of this, by the way, just like an aside. And I use Trello for that. And we could talk more about Trello and how I use it in another video. Okay, yeah, we'll probably make 2 videos, so we'll do a review of it, and then I'll do a how-to. That kind of goes deep into eyeball deep into how I use it. Because I used to use some other stuff, and I found that I didn't use it because of how it was set up. So that, right there's that. What we got here? So, I did wait for a while. I came across those while I was looking for bulletin boards, because I like bulletin boards, I like whiteboards, but the problem with a whiteboard is things easily get erased off of it, and while I don't love cork boards in general because eventually they just fall apart, I wanted something that wasn't too huge, that was also aesthetically pleasing, so I got these. I'm really excited about them. But like I said, to this point I have used it for my Kanban. I've got 1 board. I actually have 3 sets of boards, but I have 1 board per list, and then 3 sets of them. So I've got 1 for one business, 1 for the other business, and then I've got some tasks that kind of overlap. So on the to-do that's for the overlapping is map your business, which I actually need to, it's already done. I've already done that. So I have to move it over. But these boards aren't hanging up, which is part of why. The ones that are hanging up are my art ones, actually. Because that's where I spend most of my time, really, is my art piece. It's very time intensive. There's a lot to do. So, let's see. Yeah. As far as what I'm going to do with it, I'm just going to continue using it. My goal is I'm only going to have the stuff that I've accomplished or that I'm working on for a given year. Max. I might move that down to a quarter, depending on how full the board gets. Like if the done board gets super full, then when the quarter shifts over, what I might do is take all the pieces off and put them in my, hey, look, you did this stuff. And then that sounds like a great idea. So yes. Because I do a quarterly review, and one of the quarterly reviews is what did you accomplish last quarter, and so if I stick it for this quarter only, and that's just the doing, that's just the done, that's that one. All the doing and the to do are gonna stay because they're not done yet. But that would be a good way to keep that board from being super full, and like just looking cluttery. So there's that. But I love it. I'm going to continue using it. I think it's going to become an integral part of my business and how I do things, to the point where if somebody asks me like, hey, how do you get so much done? I'm going to be like a freaking evangelist about it. Like, oh my God, it's so great. I love it. And it's intensely practical. So, I mean, you can't argue with that, right? I mean, you can if you want to. But I think if you are, you're silly. Like, there's no reason for you to argue about it. Let's see. Now, I think that is everything. So, I'd love to hear from you. What is the last thing that you got for your work? You can scroll down and leave it in the comments below on YouTube or Patreon. I check all my comments everywhere. So, to that end, if you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe so you can see more videos like this. And then if you're watching this on Patreon, I appreciate you being on Patreon, and hope that if you're not a patron, that you will be soon. I'd love for you to join the community, and there's lots of cool, fun stuff that we do behind the scenes that is for patrons only. But for the time being, I'm going to leave all of these weekly posts. They're going to be public, so that this is kind of my way of giving back to the community, right? I don't do like a ton of outreach because it's very like physically, energetically, mentally, and emotionally intensive for me. So this is a way in which I can give back and contribute and help, and, you know, offer something up to people that maybe they don't have access to. So yeah. And I'm here for encouragement. I want if you want to pursue a small business, especially as a creative or an artist, I want you to be able to do that, and I want you to succeed. And so these tips and tricks and just things that I do, things that I found helpful, things that I've liked, you know, maybe they're helpful to you, and hopefully they can get you going and get you where you need to be. So, without further ado, if you want to see these, I'm gonna try and link to them below. I am sure I can link to them now. I don't know if the links will still be active by the time this video is posted, because I'm pre-recording this actually a good deal earlier than it is going up. So, if you come by and the links don't work, that's what happened. My bad. But if they don't work, let me know, and I'll take them. I'll remove them so that people aren't confused, and put a little note into there used to be links here and they're gone now. But you can also see the pictures. I've got a picture of all of it, each of the things separately, and also you get like just kind of a glance at what mine looks like as far as how I've got it set up, the one that's hanging on the wall. So yeah, if you need to find me, you can find me at a Raise Hand and Dance Divine. Those websites are linked below. Also linked below are my active social media: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And like always, I thank you for being here. And if you're on YouTube watching this and you want to see pictures, head over to that link at the very top, and it'll shove you over to Patreon, and then you can see the pictures of everything. And yay! So, thanks for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. And because you were so good and you stayed till the end of this video, let's see, what are we going to do tomorrow? Tomorrow is the 11th. That's when it's supposed to be. Oh my goodness. Ooh. So, haha. Tomorrow is a work in progress Wednesday. So we're going to touch on what I was doing Monday, goals I set, what's gotten done, where I am with projects and things like that. Tomorrow is my little check-in, let you know, and just let you know the other projects that I'm working on. So again, thank you for being here, and I will see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed tomorrow. Bye!